Hi, welcome back from lunch. We had a little bit of a Portlandia theme throughout this whole show. We had people speaking from Portland, Amber Case, and today Jamie Beckland. But we're really, really excited to have some people who really put Portland on the map in a way that maybe some people love and some people not love so much. But they've created almost a new language in a lot of ways and a new style of a show. And it all started on the web with a series called Thunder Ant. I'd like you to introduce Vince Porter from Oregon Film and the cast from Portlandia, Claire Evans, and also Blake Callaway from IFC. Let's give them all a big hand.
Hi, I'm Vince, but before we bring them up, we first want to play a clip from the show.
Oh, Muddy Waters. I should get on Muddy Waters' album, right?
Yeah, just get a best of. Doesn't matter.
I feel guilty, though.
Hey, guys.
Oh, what's up?
Hey.
Hey, you guys should totally come to my DJ night. I'm spinning like all psychedelics sort of stuff, you know, the Zombies, the Kinks.
Wow, all right.
I didn't know you DJ'd.
I mean, I just started.
We have a dinner thing with my mom, but we'll try to make it right after.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we'll make it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thanks,
All right, we'll
guys.
see you soon. DJ night.
I know. Eleanor? Whatever.
Okay, I'm all done with your deposit. Is there anything else I can help you guys with?
Nope. That's it.
If you guys aren't doing anything tonight.
Is this my receipt?
No. I'm spinning tonight at 9 o'clock. I play rockabilly, hillbilly, and psychobilly.
You're playing tonight?
I'm spinning.
Okay.
So if you guys can come, that'd be great.
We'll check it out if we can.
Promise?
We'll try to make it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Please try.
They let you promote your thing here?
Yeah, what a cool
They don't
week.
really know.
All right. Thanks.
All right, thanks, guys. See you tonight.
Oh,
That looks good. Do you have any samples?
Oh,
my
great.
God, yum. That's amazing.
Excuse me, you guys want to come to my DJ night?
What?
A DJ night.
Fred, Carrie,
Oh, God.
doing a DJ thing.
oh no.
9 o'clock.
Oh, that guy's the worst.
It's at 9 o'clock. If you get there early, drinks are free.
What?
Play music, you know, reggaeton,
Hey.
salsa, hip-hop.
Let's get out of here. Run,
This
run.
is getting really weird, right? What is going on? He's DJing. Go, Fred,
It's
go.
DJ night. Are you coming?
Hey, what the hell is this? Get
What
out
are
of
they
here.
doing?
Get out.
Are these fire?
Get out of here. DJ.
He's off. Go, go.
There's a guy. Go. DJ night. Hey, go time. Oh, hey.
What do we do?
You know what? Just take him out. And then we stopped screaming and we drove right here.
Well, darling, that's horrible. What a terrible day you had.
Mom, I don't know what's going on. Everybody in Portland's turning into a DJ.
Well, that's terrible.
I hope you don't mind, but I think we're just gonna go to sleep.
You can't tonight. Tonight is my DJ night.
There's a whole other section to it, so I'm gonna describe it. Do you have it? There's a whole ending to it.
Yeah.
Will you run it? Do you have it there, or did you stop prematurely?
Maybe now they'll be sure to tune in.
What happens is we continue on through the night, and there's an alleyway, in every corner there's like more DJs. It's almost like an apocalypse, and there's all these DJs, and we go through. There you go. That's it.
Oh my God. We made it. Fred. Wait. Fred. Not you too. Fred? No.
No. I'm just checking my messages.
Wait. Do you feel that?
Yeah.
Are we moving?
What is that?
Oh no.
we were talking backstage about how much you guys have been, how much interest the media has had in the show, and how much you've talked about it. One thing you guys talk about a lot is your friendship and how it's like really the leaping off point for the show.
It's a lie.
Okay, it's
I mean,
all.
that's an affectation, the whole friendship thing. We auditioned through ICM and CAA, and they had arranged a kind of comedic. I got a call back for that second role we were gonna do, and then they just kind of put us together and marketed it. They started maybe 5 years ago,
All right.
and we had a deal through J. Crew, and that kind of fell through, and then IFC picked us up.
Well, now we know the truth, the exclusive here. But, well, I was curious, like, you know, assuming you are deep into friendship and that it's an important part of the show, deep into it, do you think that's really enhanced, like, the ability to create such a unique and special project? Or, you know, because you often hear about the creative tension and how you need that push and pull, and can friendship sometimes get in the way of that?
No, I think it definitely contributes to like just the ease of the show in terms of like there's kind of a seamlessness between our like off stage, you know, like when we're not on the show and then how we are on the show. And I think just the ability to draw from that is really nice. There's just a shorthand and like a frivolity to it. And yeah, it's great. We feel really lucky because it's so rare that something would go from like a web series or just a friendship, then a web series and a television show without like much like change in terms of, you know, no one's kind of meddling. And despite Fred's joke at the beginning, we easily could have been replaced by better looking people. You know, I mean, but it's just us. That's what the show is. You have to kind of buy into that authenticity and the truthfulness of it. And so we work to maintain that.
Yeah, I mean,
and the other benefit to it is that there's a lot of downtime. So it's like we're, you know, as we're getting ready, and that's where it really kicks in. Where if you're friends with the person, you can hang out and be bored too. To be bored with someone and not have to make small talk, like you're already friends. That's the main part of it that makes a work situation not so worky.
Well, all of you do multiple different creative things. I mean, have you been on the opposite side when there is that tension and that creative, you know, that push and pull and that angst that some people thrive off of? I mean, is that...
I've actually never gone through that. I've been very fortunate where every situation I've been in has always been fruitful, and because it's comedy, everyone has the same goal. So it's worked out. I don't want to have a debate with you.
No, well,
it wasn't a debate.
We could.
I'm just saying. I luckily haven't had to be part of anything that was with fights and stuff. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I feel lucky to have. I mean, I think that there are benefits to, you know, a kind of like a fraught, sort of tense environment, because then you can vacillate between that, like the two energies of, and it does work. And I think though you have to have a basis of friendship, even if it's a more sort of feisty, contentious kind of friendship. At the root of it still has to exist in that form.
Claire, you're in a band with friend and similar environment. I mean, is that the happiest or the best way to create for you guys as well?
I think that there has to be, like Harry was saying, there has to be a base of friendship or at least respect of the other person's opinions if you're going to have any kind of collaborative relationship. Some people can work really well collaboratively without any conflict, and I envy you guys that. I think it's really rare.
Do you guys ever fight? You and John?
Yeah, totally. We totally fight, but in like a positive, proactive way, because we respect each other's opinions, and we both know that the other person is bringing something to the table that the other person doesn't have. You know, like we have different strengths, and we know that we have different strengths, and it's kind of like a yin-yang, pushing and pulling. It's like a dynamic Kundalini energy that pushes us forward, that is steeped in conflict, but not in aggressive conflict. I suppose there's different kinds of conflict.
Mm-hmm. When you're making a TV show, you're constantly bringing in new people, new voices, new ideas, and how do you, have you just been lucky that you bring people into that shorthand that you and Fred already have?
Luck. It's just total luck. I mean, there's also like, you know, as we kind of meet people, we know if someone's going to work out, and you know, the writers we've had, I mean, we can tell that we're going to get along.
There's like a certain look that you guys have when you shake hands the first time. Is that what
yeah. It's the way that they shake hands. We're like, okay, this is going to work out.
And one of those people is Jonathan Kreisel. Mm-hmm. what did he bring to the show for you guys that?
We auditioned him through WME and NCAA. He's like a
He's the one who gets his head.
He conceptualized this whole thing, A Dream of the '90s. He wrote that song, not that, and he is so musical, and he's just such a huge part of it. He really is very much the voice of what the show is. Jonathan's the one that gets his head knocked off in the DJ clip there.
Yes.
Did a good job. His walk is hilarious in it. The Dream of the '90s. I mean, that really kind of for season 1 really got the show a lot of attention on the web. And was it sort of? I guess you probably had already. Well, when you conceived it, was that sort of help shape how you envisioned the rest of the season, or was that just sort of kind of came and because it really defined. I can't tell you how many people either loved the phrase where young people go to retire, or I mean, the Portland Business Administration, the PBA, their pro-business group, they were at first a little not so crazy about it, but I mean,
They were? Why?
They thought it was going to hurt business.
How would that hurt business?
Well, it's funny what I said to them is guys, if here in Portland we can't have a sense of humor about ourselves, we're really screwed. And but now, I can't tell you how many business groups just love. They'll do anything to try and rip off this show.
I think the only thing that hurts business with a city is like a disaster.
Well,
there's nothing in media that could ever hurt a city, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I said to them was, it's not like in Boston everyone thought everybody was a bunch of drunks.
Right.
In Cheers, but.
But they are, right?
Well, yeah, we know the truth. So the one unique thing about being on IFC is, you clearly are having to work in a smaller budget environment, and as a result, a smaller creative team. Has that been a plus for you? I mean, I guess how many writers do you have on SNL?
20 odd something, maybe 25.
So is that it's got to be a completely different experience here with what, you guys had maybe 5 people writing for the show?
4 or 5, yeah.
It's just but the math works out because there's per cast member, you know what I mean? So it's 2 of us and then 4 or 5 of us, but then with all the other cast members on SNL, it's like a multiple version of it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this show would be good with a big budget. I mean, there's something to be said about having a nimble, agile crew that can seize the moment and have an element of spontaneity, and to keep this kind of almost adolescent quality to the set, where everyone is pitching in. It's not so compartmentalized that somebody won't, go over and pick up. Fred and I are moving furniture around. We stay on set all day. We don't go back to a trailer. We only have one trailer. Even the biggest guest star shares a trailer, a dressing room with us. Hair and makeup are in that dressing room. Everyone contributes in terms of the humor. Our department is free to make a joke out of something and contribute. It's a very open.
Yeah, a lot of visual jokes in there that are.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's totally them. That stuff is not necessarily in the script.
Right.
So there's just a culture of creativity that I think with a smaller crew allows everybody to sort of feel kind of enabled to do that.
And you have to be nimble. I mean, I know how many different sets you guys do a day. It's incredible. How many sketches, on average, were you filming a day?
I think we did basically 2 a day.
But we did 170 locations.
Right. In what? It was.
In 9 weeks.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
How did you?
How'd you even keep just early mornings and move fast.
Right.
Because we kind of just drove ourselves to the next place and got directions and just kept shooting and we never went late. We never went way into the evening or anything.
Yeah.
You have tons of guest stars coming in. Has it been a case people contacting you to come and be in the show, or has it just been you just go through your phone and call up and they said yes?
It's kind of last year was us still reaching out a lot to people, and ever since we don't know if we're going to get a season 3, but ever since season 2 has.
Maybe Blake, you can say something about that today.
Ever since season 2 has been airing, people have been inquiring about being on the show. which is
Are you going to
exciting.
say something about another season? You're not
I
allowed.
hope there's one. I think
Yeah.
there's probably big news coming, but yeah, who wouldn't? Everybody, of course, I think would love to see it happen. So.
Oh, geez, thank
Heard it
you.
here.
I like just the feedback.
Blake, I mean, this show's really kind of now been one of the certainly main branding opportunities for IFC. Was it a surprise? Because it came out about
Blake,
the
you
same
did such a
time.
good job. Thanks for everything. We're so psyched about. You really did a great job.
Oh, that's nice. But really, it's amazing when you have a show that.
I forgot to tell you that when I saw you. It's not easy.
I think it's easy when the show's great. I mean, so
come
we've
on.
had, I think we knew that this was something special and kind of a little lightning in a bottle. And it was only 6 episodes the first season, and we knew we had more. So we were, I think, really anxiously anticipating it and feeling really hopeful. And you guys were so great about really advocating for smart marketing, just like the show's smart. So we kind of even threw around ideas through the process and making sure that we were kind of reflecting the tone of the show through the way we talked about it, whether it's paid marketing or social media. So it was a nice kind of rhythm that I think we found throughout the season.
Well, and to that point, we're here at Webvisions and a lot of people are talking about the internet. I mean, this show has an incredible internet presence. I mean, I don't know if you know the data, but it almost feels like it's even more, there's more awareness and more activity.
Turn that off.
Yeah. Activity on the web than even like on the channel.
I mean, each show kind of produces its own little mini marketing campaign, so we can take a single sketch even when we're out of money, and then all of a sudden that gets catapulted out into different people's blogs and Facebook pages, and so the noise kind of stays out there for a long time, even beyond kind of what we bought. So I think that's kind of it's a great thing for someone on the marketing side to have when you can work with when the show's so amazing. So.
And how's it been working with a channel like IFC? I mean,
They're
pretend
great.
like they're not here.
They're incredible from beginning to end. They follow through all the way. So even in the writing stages and planning stages, they help organize, getting the guest stars in, the scheduling, and they never drop the ball. It's like, then it's a lot of energy, and then into like how they're going to promote it and what order the episodes are going to be. They're incredible, and they give us a lot of freedom, but not too much freedom. So it's not like just like do whatever you want. And
But it feels like you have a blank canvas that they're going to let you create something.
compared to when I talk to friends of mine who do other shows, they let us do pretty much whatever we want.
That's great.
They're amazing.
So the tour, which I know, thanks for coming because I know you guys got a show tonight. How did that come about? If you don't know, they've been touring already. You started in Portland, then up to Seattle, San Francisco.
LA, Chicago, New York.
Yeah,
And then February we've got some more dates.
How did that come about?
That started out came from IFC as just an idea of, would you guys be interested in going on tour? And I think Fred and I both are people that like performing in front of a live audience, and we don't get to do that with Portlandia, but we do in other aspects of our lives. And we also just are genuinely curious people about who watches our show, and a lot of what we do has always been about forging a connection with an audience and having there be moments of spontaneity and just fomenting some kind of dialogue. And so we were like, yeah, let's go on this tour. And then we realized we had to make a show, another show, besides the show we had just filmed.
Right.
But it's very loose. It's just kind of like, it's like hanging out with Fred and Carrie. We have special guests every night, musicians and actors, and we show clips. And it's kind of a variety show, but it's been so great because it also is a chance for Fred and I to hang out, which we love doing. We live on opposite sides of the country. And yeah, it's kind of turned into our favorite thing.
I'd encourage you all to go to it, but it sold out in a matter of like 5 minutes here in New York. And I think just about every other venue, you guys sold out almost immediately. That's awesome. Before we run out I want to make sure we show this other clip. So I'm queuing you guys up. It's the iPhone clip, since we're here talking about technology. When you guys are ready, go ahead and but do you want to intro it, Fred?
Yeah.
Stop, pause.
That's all right.
Pause.
It's
Okay,
fine.
we'll let it go.
Should we do DVD commentary over
Yeah.
it?
Do it.
We had shot this on
Hello?
5 o'clock in the morning.
Today's the day, Fred. I get my new phone. We're 5th in line. Okay, panoramic, Zoom, talk, text. I'm so excited.
It was Apollo program's second and last A-type mission. It's Apollo 9. I think it's 9.
No, you guys, it's Apollo 6. Okay, good night. And good night to you.
Where can we get brunch around here?
Oh, look, there's a place called Fisherman's Porch. It's right nearby. I know. I'll take a picture with my phone. Hi, little goats.
Oh, sorry. Did I get you?
Carrie, where are you? I can't believe you're missing this. I'm having the best time right now. Hey, I guess you're never texting me back. I don't know what happened to our friendship. Bye.
Oh, phew.
Move, 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 move.
That's awesome. So the web presence, I wanted to pull up the Facebook page. I mean, you guys have had a really unique strategy on how to, really create engagement with the audience. And I think we have a shot of the Facebook page. But one of the things, if you want to talk about, Blake, was the like campaign here, where the more likes
Can you check
get,
my email really quick?
Yeah, I mean, the show, it was only 6 episodes the first season, and we knew there was a lot of anticipation. And so we wanted to give fans what they wanted, which was more Portlandia. So we just kind of put together a little campaign and said, well, the more likes we get, the more we'll show you. And we weren't really playing a game. It was just sort of, we'll give them a clip, and at a certain date, we just unlocked an entire episode, which was basically the highest episode so far, which was the one more episode, the BSG themed one. We thought that'd be a good way to kind of bring in even new fans, and I think we've more than doubled our Facebook presence in just 8 weeks, and it's only this will just be the 3rd episode of the season, so maybe it'll just keep growing. And like I say, everybody just wants a little more Portlandia, and it's just a nice way to kind of share content, and you guys have been putting clips up, and it's just
and Claire, in the first season, you did the Facebook page for Portlandia.
Yes, I did.
And how did, I know that you and Fred knew each other, but they contacted you separately for that?
Yes.
And what was your approach? Because I would think as someone who creates your own work that here to sort of riff on somebody else's creative would be an interesting.
It was interesting. I think I realized early on that it was going to be impossible to mimic the exact voice of the show in terms of any kind of content I would make for the Facebook page. I didn't even want to try because I figured it was too high of a risk of missing the mark. I think these guys play so finely between homage and satire that trying to replicate that could come off wrong in some ways. So I came at it as a person who grew up in Portland, and a person who, as someone who plays in a band, is something of a cultural export around the country when I tour as well. And I've always been a keen observer of the way that Portland is understood nationally and internationally. It's changed so much in my life. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, we'd have to tell people, that Portland was like between California and Seattle. Like nobody knew where it was, like 5 years ago, 6 years ago. And now it's something that has enough cultural cachet to have its own television show, which is something that I still can't believe. But yeah, so I tried to make content about Portland, about my experiences of Portland, and content that would resonate with people that weren't necessarily just Portlanders, although that presence is very vocal on Facebook. I mean, anytime I wrote anything about anything in Portland, I got like vitriolic emails from people like getting mad at me for promoting the wrong companies or the wrong people, or endorsing the wrong kinds of coffee. I wrote a thing, I did a blog now, and I wrote just like a Christmas gift guide about things to buy people that are local. And I suggested Sumtown Coffee, and I got the most hateful email from somebody because Stumptown
Wasn't
sold out to
local
Wall
enough,
Street.
right.
Sold out to Wall Street this year, like that kind of rhetoric. So it's always, it's kind of interesting how to, I mean, I know it's kind, I mean, whatever. It's a very fraught issue in Portland, but.
You guys touched on you wanted to know what your audience is and what the show is. I mean, how do you react to this like intense engagement with something that you created and like their riff on it? Is it something that you just have to embrace, or is it something you cringe on?
Absolutely, it's great. We love it.
Even when they're a little off on what maybe the intent of the.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's up to them.
I'm not interested in making something that is benign enough that no one wants to talk about it. Like I'm more interested in putting something out that might be a little divisive or might make people a little uncomfortable. Like that has always been a more interesting way, I think, of, like that's the kind of film I like, or TV shows I like, or music I like. It's like, not everyone gets it, and you can't dictate how people experience it. So you can't say, well, your way of viewing it, you're not getting it. They're just getting it in a different way. And the fact that there's many versions of that makes for a more interesting conversation.
Right.
So that to me is much more exciting than just like a shrug or, you know.
Right. Well, in just a couple more minutes, we'll do some questions. But we all have your Twitter, and I think who's taken the videos on the tour?
Oh, me.
Yeah, I wondered.
But I don't have a Twitter account, so I just send it to Melissa, and she just puts it up.
Okay, and then like some great photos and stuff. It's kind of
just whatever, like on while we're on tour and stuff.
Is it just for? I mean, is there any thought, or just literally it's just random?
It's just random. Yeah.
There's no deep, intense.
And that's something we sort of agreed to, and like we can never replicate the voice, so we just decided sort of early on in the season, if you can just kind of make this Fred's voice and.
Well, there's a saying that I came up with that's a picture is worth 1,000 words.
Oh, I hadn't heard
and
that.
so I applied that to this, and.
So video is how many words?
Well, per frame. That's just multiplied times 10,000. What's the frame rate? Do we not know the frame rate?
30 frames.
So.
And then just the show. We have this aggregating thing, and it's really interesting to hear how like people are talking about. It's just so intense on how many different people are saying different things, and sometimes it's not even about the show, but they're using Portlandia.
Go down a little bit. Check it out. No, up. Check it out now. Fred Armisen. What's that one?
That just happened.
That's now.
But
yeah, they're here. Who did that?
But what's RPMKEL? Well, that's you.
That's you.
I got you.
Cool.
That's cool. Well, wow. It's just really cool to see the show like engage people in such a way and get such a visceral reaction. It certainly seems that that's proof of the success. Why don't we go ahead and go to questions in the audience? Does anyone have any questions for anybody up here? Is there one in the back there? Did you raise your hand? No? There's one back there.
I don't know the whole history. It started out as a web-based medium, then moved to TV?
Yeah, we had a site called Thunder Ant, and we just made little videos, and we just put it up there for no reason whatsoever. We just thought it would be like a nice thing, and then we just pitched it as a show to Broadway Video, and then we brought it to IFC. Yeah, and it also gave us focus. We knew what it was, like we what the sketches were and what the characters were going to be.
Yeah, but I'll say Thunder Ant had no momentum. I mean, we didn't advertise it. It literally existed for no one. I mean, I think it had like maybe 500 people saw it. We weren't like pushing it as a thing. We just didn't know where else to put the videos. So it wasn't something that was popular. It just was.
Yeah.
It just
still up as it was. I don't think we even refreshed it.
So it was very unintentional. But what it did serve as like it allowed us to finally realize we had a sensibility, and in terms of the pitch, we had a lot of material to already show them.
And the feminist bookstore characters stay from the original sketches.
Yeah, we did feminist bookstore, those characters in the original Thunder Ant.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Okay.
Hi, I know you guys are both musicians. Do you enjoy doing music more and touring and like that whole thing, or do you feel like you're more comedians, or like what's your favorite thing to do in person?
Just hang out with my dogs is favorite thing.
I'd say neither. We don't enjoy anything really. It's work. It's a job, and it's what that's what we do. But it's an obligation more than anything. And
That's
life.
How does your music, I mean, because you even brought up that Jonathan gets music as well. I mean, it seems like there's a common theme there in terms of the show and the comedic.
Yeah, we play a lot of music for the show, but also the length of it is. John says that he sometimes thinks of it as like little music videos, the way that they're constructed. So they're about the length of songs. So they're just very much. That's kind of how we think about everything. Even the packaging of everything, like the DVD covers. We always think of it in terms of how would a band do it, that kind of thing.
Question.
Speaking of which, the artwork for all of Yacht stuff is the best. You have to see it all. It's so great. For real, all the graphics and everything.
Awesome. Thank you. Your last record's so good. Yeah, I love it.
So great. Oh yeah. Ideas are mixed?
Yeah. Which one do you want to talk about? There's a lot.
There's one that's a little tricky.
Oh, what are you going to talk about?
The southern one.
Well, that never even.
We never would have done that. Okay.
That wasn't even a card on the board.
You're right.
Well, it's a card that was
on
the board.
What did we lose? We lost. What did we have up there?
Oh, I know. We had the baby, the parents. It was based on a real thing that the parents were genderless baby, and they go into a changing room, and they have to do it with their eyes closed because they don't even want to know what gender their baby is. But we had a lot. We end up having.
You can't do sometimes. There's some stuff that you can't. How do you do it? How do you shoot it? There's just no you don't even know where to begin.
It's just also there's a lot of things like that. Like it's a funny idea, but then when we thought the story didn't really come to fruition. But also we have a lot of baby stuff this season, so it was like we can lose a baby piece. We even had another baby idea, or that they only called their baby like a bear cub, or like they wouldn't refer to it as a human. We had a lot, yeah. Our director Jonathan had a baby between season 1 and season 2, so that became much more part of the conversation. It's been interesting on our tour because there's certain cities where there's a lot of our demographic, or at least the people coming to our shows, have kids, and then like in San Francisco, everyone warned us like, no one has kids here. Do not talk about kids in San Francisco, and it was kind of true.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
We showed like a preschool PTA thing, and it was just like nothing.
Another question?
What's the creative process for these guys?
Well, first, Carrie and I had like a writing session, just us two in Portland for 4 days, I think, and we ended up using all of it. So that's just ideas on our iPads. Okay, let's do that. That sounds good. This sounds good. Then we, maybe a month later, go to LA, where John lives, and then we're in an office there, and then we have our other writer, Carrie Brownstein, was there. And some people will come in and help out, maybe for like a few hours. Then we move up to Portland, continue writing there for 2 or 3 weeks. Does that sound right?
Yeah, so it's basically like we pitch a bunch of ideas, the ones that seem to have any kind of legs at the beginning, we put up on a board. And then we start to go through and we realize like that's just a concept. There's no characters in there. Like we don't want it to just be like, that's a funny concept. Like there has to be some truth, some, a place for Fred and I to exist inside the sketch. And then we each kind of go off and write like a loose outline, figure out like what are the beats to this. And so things start falling to the wayside. Like funny idea, there's nothing else there. And so the ones that, we can kind of break down into a story will stay. And somehow we had 10 episodes. It happened pretty fast this year, actually.
We turned it around.
Well, I'm sorry we're out of time, but Fred and Carrie and Claire and Blake, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you.
Congrats on the tour and the show, and I hope you guys have a great show tonight and tomorrow night. We're tonight at the end of the evening, we're screening episode 3 of Portlandia right here. And afterwards, Claire is going to be DJing some.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
The episode tonight is a cool wedding, like when people want to have a wedding that isn't traditional, but they try too hard at making it not traditional. And it's the characters you saw with the dropping the phone, or one of them, the bicycle guy with the big piercings, and
it's his nuptials.
Yeah. But also, thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks.
You guys have been amazing to us. When we shoot in Portland, they've been really, even letting us use their offices. which is nice. So thank you.
Yeah, and
Well,
thanks to you guys and Webvisions.
Yeah, great. And then Clara will be DJing and playing what? Some all Portland.
All Portland
100%.
dance music.
Motown.
Yeah. All Portland.
Motown, Portland.